we're going to cross then live to Rome, speak to our correspondent who joins us from there, Seema Gupta. Seema, it really is an historic moment, this, isn't it? What's going to happen, first of all?
Well, King Charles and Queen Camilla will be at the Vatican, and they will meet the US-born Pope Leo XIV for the very first time. King Charles will have talks with the Pope, as well as the Vatican #2 Secretary of State, Cardinal Pietro Parolin. But then there will be that highlight. It's an ecumenical service, the first joint prayer between where we will see a British monarch praying together with a Catholic Pope since 1534. So really very, very historic prayer service, a joint prayer inside the Sistine Chapel. So underneath the magnificent paintings of Michelangelo on the ceilings of the Sistine Chapel, the two men will be seen praying together with Catholic and Anglican clergy, and will also be seeing both the Vatican as well as royal choirs participating in this prayer. Now, this is the first time any of us will get to see such an event, because it hasn't happened for hundreds of years. And the theme of the prayer is care for creation. So clearly a sign that these two men, King Charles as well as the Pope, both are committed to protecting nature and their concern for what's happening in the environment. Now, after that, in the afternoon, King Charles will be headed to another papal basilica here in Rome, St. Paul's, outside the walls. And there he will be also participating in another ecumenical service, and will be presented with a wooden chair. Now, this will become a seat that will be reserved solely for British monarchs, and he will also be conferred with a important honorary and spiritual title of the Royal Confrater, essentially becoming a brother of the Abbey. This is significant because that particular basilica has long been linked with the British monarchy, and now that link is being re-established. So clearly, very historic moments happening for the Vatican and for the British monarchy.
Yeah, very historic. But let's talk about the actual two men involved as well. I mean, why did King Charles, for example, want to do this? As I said at the top, of course, he's head of the Anglican Church, the Church of England.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it seems as if, aside from the fact of how historic this is, it's also about improving closer ties between these two churches after 5 centuries in which they were separated. And essentially, one has to look at the teachings of these two churches. On major issues, they are aligned. They are different, however, in the sense that the Catholic Church doesn't allow women to be ordained as priests, and generally does not allow priests to be married. So there's the difference between the two, but I think today is about highlighting some of the similarities. And since the 1960s, when Queen Elizabeth II made that first visit to the Vatican, we have seen improved ties. King Charles, when he was the Prince of Wales, made several visits to the Vatican, and of course we last saw him here in April this year, shortly before the death of Pope Francis. So really, I think for King Charles, who has worked very hard over many decades, stressing the importance of building bridges between faiths, this is an important moment. What's interesting to note, though, it's also coming at a delicate time for the British monarchy, against the backdrop of the scandals involving the King's brother, Prince Andrew, and his revelations. We're seeing more and more revelations about his links to the late sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. So really, I think for the British monarchy, for the King, they want to shift the focus, if you like, to this very landmark event. In the meantime, though, the discussions are still continuing about what his brother did and his ties to that sex offender.
Seema, thanks very much. Seema Gupta joining us there live from Rome.